This is Hunt. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a game considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. And the kick by Butker is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road. You're under the lights. National television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real. And a pretty nice opening statement.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. They run with Hunt. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. The quick slant caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead grows to 10-0. Butker now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Second down, Cousins. Incomplete, right side to tight end Rudolph. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail!
They go play action here on first down. And going deep for Hill. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Hunt. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Slow! Four down. Check. Left. Z.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Coleman has it here right side. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
That's taken on the 25. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They give him a gain of 38.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
They'll run with Cook. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
He'll get it up the middle. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. They just do get the play off. Now Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have made this now a one-score game. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Ace! Ace! Four down. Black 58, rail! Black 58, rail!
Now Hunt. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. In on the stop there, Andrew Sendejo. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move. Hey.
On second down, here's Mahomes. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Throwing is Mahomes on third. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
The good old cover three defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. That was second down run for Murray. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Four down.
On third down, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's fourth. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half, a second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got to guys already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Chiefs on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. So.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, Cousins. He's going to float this one deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football, and we just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
The Vikings on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Key the tight end. 4 down. Check.
Where's the hot?
Mike 51.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Extra point attempt here still to come. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. So after the loss of 2, here's 2nd and 12 from the 23.
Slow. Ace.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company.
Everyone's got 4 down. Here we go. Green 90. Hey, we're pretty quiet. Z.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Flushed out right. It's complete to Chris Conley. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And Rudolph has it left side. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey,
2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
4 down. 2. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Come on, baby. Rhino!
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey,
Where's your hot?
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. Cousins now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here.
Hey, 4 down.
Cousins now. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The first down play, to be frank, nothing short of awful, and now they have to deal with second and very long.
4 down.
Back to the ground, Cook. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Looking downfield for count. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And that one results in 35 yards. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Mahomes now on first down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Butker now to add the extra point. Extra point splits the uprights, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now Cousins. He sets to fire deep. And that is incomplete. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go play action. Now Mahomes. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Here we go, bring the energy. Tight as Ringo, tight as
to Cook. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Move. Everyone got 4 down.
And the blitz does come. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
And this one is right down Broadway. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
So that will push him back.
And now we know why I had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 18.
Tight end right. Ace.
Now it's Hunt. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They go play fake. Mahomes. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. On play action, Cousins. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play.
Hey, check. 3 down.
3rd and long for Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for him, too.
Cousins now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10.
Mike, check.
Now Cousins. Buying time. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
We got three.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a third down and about 9 to go. The Vikings on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 9. Cousins to throw it. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Kyle Rudolph, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Now the extra point try forthcoming. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. The Conley's got it over the middle. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Chris Conley, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. Butker on for the PAT. Extra point right down the middle. And that will shave one more off this lead. Butker now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail! Slow! Slow!
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll run it here with Hunt. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
4 down.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Second down, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Day busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Throwing, Cousins. He's got his man on the crossing route. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Mike 51. Where's the hot? Heavy on the edges. Where's the hot? Go, Mike 51. Hey. Where's the hot? Hey, let's go. Let's calm it. The hot. Get your swerve on. Where's the hot?
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And now here comes Kansas City. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And this is incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10 once again from the 28. Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Working from the gun, Mahomes. He's got the hook up with Conley. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10.
Hey, you got three. Three down.
Again, this is Cook, and it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. And that is incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. They'll run for it. This is Murray. A beautiful fake. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now the try here for the extra point. Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it up close to the 35, but hang on here. Penalty marker down. And this one might be going the other way. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now Mahomes. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's Mahomes to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the return will stop right around the 25. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Open space inside the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. And they will take a knee here.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they take a knee. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, standing just about on his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield. Only 29 yards on the punt there, definitely not his best. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position, 1st and 10. On 1st down, Murray. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Money back. Money back.